installment of UkuLessons with Ella. I am Ella. Welcome back if you've been following from the beginning. If you're new, thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad you came. Don't be afraid to take a look at the other episodes that we have going. We're getting a little advanced here. We're advanced beginner here now, so definitely take it from the beginning. We have an awesome day today. We're playing some really fun songs. We're going to be playing Let It Go from Frozen, which we all remember the times of Frozen. I got the DVD as part of a graduation gift, if that tells you anything about the cultural impact that it had on this world. And on a different note, a slightly less happy note, we are also going to be playing Hallelujah, made famous by Leonard Cohen, but also performed by Jeff Buckley. And my favorite version is the Canadian tenors. We're also learning a couple of chords today. We're going to be learning E minor, and we'll be learning C minor. So we're ready to rock and roll. Let's start with learning that E minor chord, okay? It's not too difficult. Your first finger is gonna go under the first fret on that first string, okay? Your second finger, okay, is gonna go on that second string under the second fret, okay? And then your third finger is gonna go on that third string under the third fret, okay? So pretty simple to remember. It's just kind of stepping down, down by fret, and the number of your finger is gonna match to what string it's on and which fret it's under. So that's pretty simple to remember, and that's gonna be E minor, all right? So let's go ahead and strum down on that, okay? And I'll teach it one more time. So for E minor, you're gonna take your first finger, you're gonna put it on that first string under the first fret, okay? Take your second finger under that second fret and on the second string, okay? And then take your third finger and rather conveniently, you're gonna place it under that third fret on the third string as well. So very simple chord to remember. It's just kind of a step down each fret onto a different string. And the number of your finger will correspond to what fret it's under and then what string it's on. So very simple. And we'll go ahead and strum down on that chord. Okay, awesome. So that is one of the chords we're going to be playing in Let It Go. We've also got C minor, which is also pretty simple. If you remember last time, we learned that D chord, which we also use 3 fingers for. It was those 3 fingers all under the first fret on strings 2, 3, and 4. So this is D that we learned last week. C minor is going to be kind of a step down and a shift over from that one, okay? So you're gonna put your number 1 finger, okay, under the second fret on that third string. You're gonna put your second finger also under the second fret, but on the second string. And then your third finger is gonna be under that second fret as well, but on that first string, okay? So like I said, kind of a shift a little bit from D, but not too much. And that's gonna be that C minor, okay? So go ahead and strum down on that with me. I do want to make a bit of a note here. The quote-unquote proper way to play C minor is actually to put your number 2 finger on that third string, your number 3 finger on that second string, and your number 4 finger, being your pinky, on that first string. I think it's a lot more comfortable to do it the way I've taught in the video. If you want to follow the rules and do it this way, definitely I encourage you to do that. But in this world where you can only really break the non-essential rules, I say let's have some fun with it and do what's most comfortable. So don't tell anyone I'm breaking the rules. Basically play it however you want. I think it's really cool that the ukulele lends itself to improvisation that way. So improv, don't improv, whatever your heart tells you, but I did want to throw in the quote-unquote proper way to play it. Sounds pretty good there. Pretty nice chord. We're getting into a little bit of a higher register here. And a couple of these songs do go very, very high, especially Let It Go. I am not Idina Menzel. Spoiler. It is one of the great tragedies of my life. I do not have her vocals, but I will be doing my best. For the most part, I'll be doing the verse and the pre-chorus and the chorus, just because she tends to stay in my register there. And then towards the end of the song, she really shows out and goes up high. So I probably will not be playing through the whole song there. But this song is on ukulele-tabs.com. So if you do want to play through the whole song, which I totally recommend, it is a very, very fun song to play through. I definitely recommend that. Let's go ahead and go over really fast. I just want to show you guys the difference between D, okay, and C minor, all right? D and C minor, okay? So now that we have learned those two chords and we've kind of refreshed ourselves on the difference between that D chord and that C minor that we just learned, let's go ahead and do a playthrough of this Let It Go, all right? I'll start on the chorus, and that chorus is gonna start on G. You guys remember G? Looks like that, okay? Kind of that triangle shape right there, okay? All right, and we'll start on G, okay? And I will get my trusty pick, and I really like using the pick. I find that finger strumming can sometimes be distracting, and I sometimes hit the sound hole with my finger. So I prefer a pick. I definitely recommend just trying it out. They're not expensive. Definitely get them delivered. And they are different from a guitar pick. I do want to reiterate that. So don't just pick up a guitar pick and use it on your uke. It can damage the strings. They're made of different things, the uke and guitar strings. So guitar picks and uke picks are not one and the same. They are not interchangeable, so don't do that. This is what a uke pick looks like. It is felty, it is soft. It's not like the plastic of a guitar pick, so keep that in mind. And we will start on G, which I've been holding the whole time. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. Alright, so we'll start on G. Okay. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. All right, awesome job on that chorus part. There are a couple of tricky transitions that we're gonna wanna practice. I would definitely do that G to D. That's a big one here, and it comes a little bit quicker than the other transitions. So let's go ahead and try that. We'll start on G, okay? Start on G and just transition to D. might be hearing some buzzing from my uke, and you guys might have some buzzing in your uke as well. It's very annoying, I think. There are ways to fix it, and one of those ways is to put a piece of paper or cardboard under your saddle, which is this piece right here. It comes out when you loosen the strings. I did that earlier and that did not work for me. That is supposed to heighten the action, lengthen the action, which is the amount of space between your string and your fretboard, which is this thing with all the frets that you press down onto. And that didn't work for me. It actually made, especially C minor, it made it sound awful. So that didn't work for me, but I think it's very important if your strings are buzzing and you do want to fix it. Go on to the links. I will provide them in the description, and once this is all over, you can take it to the local music shop or any number of professionals, and you can kind of guide them into where you think the issue is at. You can kind of self-diagnose that way and not necessarily make any changes. It does suggest in some of the articles that you file down the nut here. I honestly am too scared to do that. I do not want to ruin my ukulele, but I think it is good to kind of self-diagnose that way, see what makes the buzzing worse, see what makes it better, especially if it's just a temporary fix that you can undo like I did. That way when you do take it to a professional, you can kind of cut down on the time you're investing and kind of guide them to what you think the issue is, and they can go ahead and check that. So we did a great job transitioning back and forth from that G and D. Let's go ahead and transition from E minor to C, because that's a big one here as well. Okay, so we'll start on that E minor that we learned. Go to C. Alright, excellent practice on those transitions. Now I want to start from the first verse. So let's do that. And on the first verse, we're going to start on that E minor that we learned. So get that going. The snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen. The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I've tried. Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Now they know. Snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen. The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I've tried. Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Now they know. Alright, so we're also going to be playing Hallelujah. I know it from Shrek, but I believe it was made famous by Leonard Cohen, and then it was also made popular by Jeff Buckley, who has a version. My favorite version is the Canadian tenors, and actually one of the singers in that was one of the friends of Channing Tatum and She's the Man, which I think is bizarre. But yeah, so we will jump into it. This song has that A minor chord that we learned a little while ago, and it also has our E minor that we just learned, okay? So let's get into it. It's really, really easy, very, very fun. It's a long way away from Let It Go. It's kind of sad, we're kind of switching gears here, but it's a really fun song, really pretty, and I really like it, and it's a great way to learn E minor. So let's get into it. Get our pick. Heard there was a secret chord David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, a baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. So that's the verse and the chorus. There is a quick transition from F to G, so let's go ahead and practice that now. So we'll start on F. And let's also practice that transition from G to E minor that's at the end of the pre-chorus. Excellent work there. Let's go ahead and play it through. Heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? Goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Thanks so much for tuning back in this week. I'm happy you came. Hope you learned a little something. Hope you had a good time. I hope to see you next week. We do also have some awesome material coming up. I'm planning on throwing in some theme days. So any Disney fans, which who isn't, get ready for that. And if there's anything you guys want to play, songs, chords, anything like that, please put it in the comments. I will also link those articles that I mentioned previously in the description. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week.